If you've ever wondered about rifle optics and what you need to know about these numbers, whether you should be using MOA or mils, or why no one who's visited Jeffrey Epstein's island has been arrested yet, this video is for you. Today we're going to quickly simplify some concepts that every shooter needs to know, like what magnification you should be using, objective lens sizes, tube diameters, reticle focal planes, and finally, kill an unkillable myth about MOA and mils. When you see the description for a scope, it'll often look something like this. This is magnification. One of the most common mistakes I see is for people to buy or use too much magnification. Does this look good to you? A scope with a minimum magnification that's too high can ruin a hunt, slow your target acquisition, or worse, bamboozle you into being aroused by a dude's armpit. For long-range target shooting, you should have a maximum magnification of at least 15 times. Scopes with a 5 to 25 magnification range seem to be the sweet spot. Most good long-range shooters will spend the majority of their time shooting in the 15 to 20 magnification range. For hunting, you'll want a minimum magnification somewhere between 2 to 4. For example, an optic that has a range of 2 to 8, 3 to 9, or 4 to 12 should serve you well and still be long-range hunting capable. This is your objective lens diameter. Is bigger better? Your mom might think so, and when talking about objective lenses, I tend to agree with her. A larger objective lens allows more light in, creating a clearer, brighter image, all else being equal. However, the bigger the lens you get, the more your optic is likely to weigh and cost. Large scopes can be great at the range or in competitions, but you might not want to be lugging that thing through the wilderness. Objective lenses do not change your field of view. This is tube diameter. You'll find them in 1 inch, 30, 34 millimeters, and more. Is a girthier tube better? Your mom gave an enthusiastic yes to this question again, but the answer is a bit more complicated for us. Rifle scopes with a nice girthy tube are best used for situations with a lot of bullet drop. The tube allows for your reticle to travel up, down, left, and right to compensate for that bullet drop and more windage. So a bigger tube just means more travel room. It won't make your image more clear or better looking. A standard 30mm tube has plenty of travel to take a cartridge like the 6.5 Creedmoor past 1,000 yards. This stands for first focal plane. Scopes come in either first or second focal plane. Both can work great, but I recommend all your hunting and long-range scopes be in the first focal plane. Here's the major difference. First focal plane reticles get bigger or smaller with your magnification, so they maintain the same measurements whether you're zoomed all the way in, out, or anywhere in between. Reticles on the second focal plane always appear the same. For example, one MOA at 100 yards could be 1 inch at 20 magnification, but would be equal to 10 inches at 2 magnification. If you're using your optic for measurements or holdovers, this can obviously be a problem as the scale is drastically changing. For some specific disciplines, the finer lines of a second focal plane reticle may be preferred. Should your scope adjustments and reticles be measured in minutes of angle or milliradians? You've probably heard that MOA are imperial measurements while mils are metric. I've even heard this repeated on a video that purported to bust myths about shooting. This is wrong. Mils are not metric. An MOA translates to roughly 1 inch at 100 yards, 2 inch at 200 yards, and so on, which makes it easy for us Americans to approximate. A mil is an angular measurement like MOA, but that equals 1/1000th of the distance to your target. For example, a target at 1,000 yards means 1 mil equals 1 yard. The reason so many people think mils are a metric measurement is because historically it has been used internationally with the metric system, but it works with all measurements. At 1,000 meters, 1 mil equals 1 meter. 1,000 feet, 1 foot. If you had a target at 1,000 dick lengths away, yes, 1 mil would equal 1 dick length, which may or may not be disappointing to your wife. Using MOA will work fine, but if you're willing to try Milliradians, you should make the switch. Mils being in a base 10 unit make communication, wind calculations, and learning easier. Here's the major takeaways. 1. Don't get too much magnification. 2. Bigger objective lenses have a higher potential image quality. 3. Tube diameter only impacts the range of elevation and windage adjustments. 4. Use first focal plane reticles for the majority of your shooting. 5. Mils aren't metric and are easier to use relative to minutes of angle. 6. Avoid measuring in dick lengths when it's cold outside. Keep an eye out for part 2 of this video, where we will move on to some more intermediate level concepts like what you need to know about parallax error, why you need a bubble level in your scope, and more. Please like and subscribe, and if you've got any questions or insults, please comment down below. Thanks for watching, and may your groups be small.
Federal Bureau of Investigation Administrative Department, how may I help you, sir, ma'am?
Yeah, a quick question. Do you know if anyone who's visited Jeffrey Epstein's island is under investigation or going to be arrested soon? Hello?